Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to craft Penance brand wands. I'm going to show you two different methods, and if you want to see a guide on how to craft most of the gear for Penance and all of the mechanics and how to build it, and you can check Cloudy's guide. It's really in depth and it's really good. I'll leave the link in the description as well. He also goes over how to craft this wand, but since so many people asked me how to craft Penance brand wands, I thought I might as well make a video on it. And I'm using like a different strategy on the more budget version that is not using, and I also included the more expensive version that is pretty much mirror tier as a second option. So for the first method, you want to start by using a level 83 profane wand. Profane wand is the best base for Penance brand because you need the cast speed. And you want to use a 4-socket resonator with corroded, jagged, metallic shattering. This is an average of 2 tries to hit +1 to all spell skill gems. And once you hit +1 to all spell skill gems, you can use either Fracture 3 with 3 full prefixes. As you can see here, I crafted mana so that all the 3 prefixes are full and I can do Fracture 3. Or you can do Fracture 5 and you need 5 affixes exactly. Do not do Fracture 5 when you have 6, because if you have 6 affixes, you lower your chance by a little bit. So you want to fracture 1 to 5 with only 5 affixes on the wand. So once you have your +1 to all spell skill gems fractured, you can enchant and quality if you want, because this will be your final base. You don't want to quality and enchant and stuff before, because there's a chance of breaking it. So you don't want to waste money. So you can do it now once you have your fracture ready. For this budget version, after you have your all spell skill gems fractured, you want to spam metallic fossils for +1 to all spell skill gems. These on average will take up around 45 attempts. If you have another prefix with it, you want to prefix to suffix, or if your suffixes are full, you want to annul once and then prefix to suffix. This will do two things. It will clean one prefix so that we can unveil later, and it will fill up our suffixes so that we don't have to fill them up, so we save a little bit of money. So once you have your prefix open, you can unveil it, and make sure that your suffixes are full. If your suffixes are not full, you can craft an aspect to fill them up. And once you veil your prefix, there's a few different options that you can go for. Cold damage, since you're converting to cold. Lightning damage, since you're converting from fist to lightning. And spell damage with mana. This is not the best one, but it's pretty good. The tier of damage is pretty high, 79%. The best one is spell damage with gain non-chaos as extra chaos. As we're converting so many times, the non-chaos as extra chaos is insane. So once you unveiled one of these 4 mods, you can start thinking about the suffixes. And if you have full suffixes, which you should probably have, because we needed full suffixes for this step, you want to reforge keep prefixes so that the suffixes get scrambled and you have a chance of removing one. So whenever you have a suffix open, you just craft prefix cannot be changed. And you can reroll caster. When you reroll caster, you have it is gonna take you around 4 attempts to hit anything above T3 cast speed or anything above T2 spell crit. So on average, it's gonna take you 8 exalts to get some pretty good first suffix. Once you have your first good suffix, like in this case I have T2 cast speed, you can craft crit chance, and by crafting crit chance, you're blocking the only bad mod that you can have by augmenting critical, which is crit chance to attacks. And we can actually augment critical on our wand because it's not influenced, it's actually only fractured. So we can aug critical, and when we augment critical, it will always hit crit multi or crit chance to spells, which has 2 pretty good mods. If you get a really bad mod here, you could always prefix cannot be changed and reroll caster again from this step. Or actually, before doing that, you should always try to save it. Your prefix cannot be changed, right? And then you annul save. You have a 50-50 or removing cast speed or crit multi of the bad crit multi. And if you remove the crit multi, you can do this step again, craft crit sense and og crit. And if you remove the cast speed, you have already the prefix cannot be changed crafted on. So you can just do this step again and do a 1 in 4 for 8 exalts average. So after doing this step, you should have 2 good suffixes, which is cast speed and crit multi or crit sense to spells. And once you're happy with your second suffix, you can divine the prefixes, which is 1 in 10. And once you divine the prefixes, you craft prefixes cannot be changed. You can divine the suffixes separately. And then as last thing, you can just craft chance to deal double damage or crit chance to spells. I recommend chance to deal double damage. And you can just recraft it twice on average to hit the highest roll, which is 5. So you get a pretty good wand for relatively cheap for how good it is. But there's an even better way to craft them. And this is pretty much perfect, but it's going to be way more expensive. This also has a T0 cast speed, which is Essence. If you want to do this more expensive craft, you want to start on a level 73 wand. And the same first steps are exactly the same. You go for +1 using the same combination of fossils. It's just going to be easier because it's lower level. And the second step is exactly the same as well. You want to fracture for +1. Once you have your +1 fractured, the step 4 is different. You want to Essence of Misery, Deafening Essence of Misery spam until you hit T1 crit multi. Once you hit T1 crit multi, you want to, if you have a bad suffix with it, you want to suffix to prefix to have it clean. You only want these 2 mod as suffixes, cast speed and crit multi. This takes around 10x or something of essences. Once you have your 2 suffixes, you can have 3 crafted modifiers, and you can reforge keep suffixes so that you can open a prefix if you don't already have an open prefix. And then you can craft suffix cannot be changed. And this is the expensive part. You have to reforge lightning 53 times on average for +1 to all spell skill gems. And this is a 2 exalt craft every time. So on average, it's going to take you 106 exalts on a level 73 base. If you're using a higher level base, it's going to take you even more. I think it's 57 if you use a higher level base. But yeah, if you use a level 73 base, it's going to take 53 on average. So how does this work? You have 3 crafted mods with suffixes cannot be changed. This suffix cannot be changed is protecting these 3 mods. So you only have to craft the 3 crafted modifiers once. When you reroll lightning, you will get like some lightning mods prefix. And one time out of 53, you're gonna get the lightning damage. And every time you have to recraft on the suffix that cannot be changed. So you're gonna, like, you reforce lightning, you get something bad, for example. You recraft suffix cannot be changed. And you just reroll lightning over and over and over again, always crafting suffix cannot be changed until you hit +1 to all spell skill gems. This is gonna cost you 106 exalts on average, so be warned, it's really expensive. So once you hit to this step with +1 all lightning spell skill gems with cast speed and crit multi, all T1, and SS is T0, you want to remove the crafted mods, and you want to Isling Unveil for a prefix. And the same mods as we did before apply here. If you get the spell damage with gain non-chaos as extra, you hit the jackpot, but any of the other mods are pretty good as well. And as the last mod, you can craft double damage, or first you want to divine. So you divine the prefixes like before, and then you craft prefix cannot be changed. You divine the suffixes separately. Like as you can see, we divine the prefixes here, and then prefix cannot be changed so that this roll doesn't get touched, and you only divine these 2. And then as a last mod, you just recraft double damage over and over. This is the pretty much mirror tier version. There's one like this and people are mirroring it. So yeah, these are the 2 different versions. Let me know what you want to see next, and see you in the next video.